Hey, you want to see how I made this? Stick around. That was rude.
Hi everyone. So what you just witnessed was the most confident I will ever be on camera. So please enjoy it. And if you liked it, please consider hitting that sub button to help build my confidence further. Over the last few years I've made quite a few of these planters, and they're really simple to make, but you will need a chop saw for it. Or I suppose you could just do it with really carefully with a mitre box, but I didn't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So you need to cut a 30-degree angle and a minimum of 6. You can pick whatever size you want depending on how big you want this to be. I went for 300, and as you can see, it's given a pretty good size. I'm saying you need 6, but I like to double stack this because I think it looks a lot better. So really you need 12. I only thought about making this video when I was about halfway through. So I'd pretty much already done most of the cutting. Sorry. But once we're all cut, just start screwing these together. I see a lot of guys buying these pocket jigs, but I don't really like them. So I just guess and aim, and it seems to work out a lot of the time. Sometimes it doesn't. You take what you get.
Fucking awesome, ain't it that? Alright, after seeing that, I probably should get one, or at least pre-drill the holes before I try and do that, because that was quite embarrassing to watch. Okay, and here's my blue Peter impression. Here's what I made earlier.
So what I did was I managed to get these slats that you can see here. You just need to put the slats on the bottom, but because I'm double stacking top with the bottom piece, one of the best ways I've found doing this is just lay them down, mark with a pencil, take them over to the chop saw and cut them. The slats, they're just treated timber. All they're for is to hold as much of the soil in to stop it just washing away as it rains or when you water your plants. Look at me knowing things about gardening. You could put a membrane down on this. I've done it in the past, but I didn't have any lying around, so I just didn't bother with it. The membrane will stop even more falling out, and it's good. It won't do any harm in it. I then took some scrap blocks, which you can see there, and nailed them on. Well, nail guns only function when you put gas in them, and I forgot to put gas in this, so once I ran and got some gas, the gun fired no problem. I got all these blocks on. You can either, some scrap blocks here, you can either nail them or screw them, whatever you find easiest or quickest. I then put the top section and then just screwed the boards down and screwed the top section to the bottom section through the boards. Very exciting stuff. You're never going to see this again, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a bit messy. The gap, as long as you've got a little bit of gap more to let water out than anything else, you'll be fine. So here's the top infills, and it took me a little bit longer than I'd like to admit to figure this out. But it's the same size, 300mm with a 30-degree cut on each side will give you this pattern on the infills. So if you've done what I've done, and you've just screwed these slats to the top inside the next one, you kind of need to trim down the infill bits. So what I'd do in the past would I would go get my table saw and I'd cut them out perfectly so they'd sit flat. But I couldn't really be bothered doing this. So I just grabbed my chisel and hacked off the bottom section of them to make it fit. If you're going to do it that way, I recommend you don't do it with a chisel towards your favourite body part. Because if you muck that up, you will be singing in a lot higher octanes than you normally could. Is it octane the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. And just screw these together and you'll be all done. This is honestly a very easy project to make. It genuinely took me an hour. I think you could probably do it a lot quicker if you wanted to. I am so close to hitting 100 subs, and for me, that's just huge. I thought I'd be lucky to get 10. It's taken me like 3 years, but we've got to 100. I have a video planned for that, for 100 subs, but the current rate of work, probably you won't see that till I hit 1,000. Just because I'm still don't have a workshop. I'm still trying to run stuff against weather, and if you know anything about the Scottish weather, it rains a lot, and it's not great to work tools in the rain. But anyway, thanks, and I'll hopefully see you next time, guys. Thank you. Bye.